Welcome back to another video. My name is Abby and today we're talking about the law of assumption and anxiety. Before we start the video, if you are interested in dissolving your current limiting beliefs and working on with me one-on-one, that link to book a session is in the description below. And if you want more engagement, more interaction, and more exclusive content, go ahead and hit that Patreon link and check out the different tiers to see if one resonates with you, and I'd love to have you part of that community. So back to the video, law of assumption and anxiety. First, let's get into what is anxiety, because when we understand the mechanism, we can understand what we can change so that we can change the outcome. So first of all, anxiety happens when we are under stress and we perceive a threat. But what is stress? Well, stress is essentially how we perceive, what we take and determine from an event. So two people can experience the same exact thing. One person, no big deal. The other person walks away and is immediately stressed out, potentially triggered. Not everyone's triggers are the same. That's why two people can experience the same thing and have a different response. And that's why stress is essentially what you determine about an event. And it's when you look at your environment and you perceive that the environmental demands, whatever the situation, the event, whatever those demands are, exceed the resources that you have, maybe emotionally, physically, mentally, all the things. That environmental demand is more than you can give. So there is a state of stress. So you're looking out, you perceive that this environment is more than you can give, and you see it as a threat, right? So when you are preoccupied with that threat, that is basically anxiety. So the reason that this is so important to understand is you could be at a baseline threat all the time and your body's responding in this very stressful state. Well, we just talk about state, right? And what do we know about manifestation, the law of assumption, really the law of reflection, which is what many people call the law of attraction. I personally resonate much stronger with the law of reflection because life is reflecting you back to you. Life is happening for you to help you understand what is happening within you so you can make shifts and then see the beauty. Once you see the beauty within you, you will see that then reflected back to you. And until you resolve that, you're going to keep getting these things, these wounds, these similar situations that keep coming up and makes you want to just scream or just I don't even know, explode, because I've been there and it's made me feel like literally I'm going crazy or just so stressed out, right? Because it didn't seem at that time all the changes I would make had anything to do with the outcome. But what I wasn't seeing is that origin of cause was within me. And that's why the effects continue to be the same or very similar. When you understand that if you're in a constant state of survival, your thoughts and feelings are in alignment with survival, what you're going to see reflected back to you is really situations that are going to reflect that chaos that you feel. So thoughts and feelings create your state of being. The thoughts and the feelings are sent out, and that basically boomerangs back and comes right back to you. So what do you do? How do you shift this? If you're always anxious, if it's that tension, maybe there was a major boundary violation when you were younger where your sense of safety was completely obliterated and those who were meant to protect you didn't. And potentially maybe it happened when you were older. Potentially it could be monetary where you didn't have the physical resource. Maybe you were physically violated and mentally violated or spiritually violated. Something where your perception of threat is heightened right now, or whatever it is, that you see what's happening in your external environment as a threat. That preoccupation with that threat is keeping you there. Your body is responding. What happens sometimes, you might find yourself where you're really, really tense and you don't even know how tense you are until you have a moment. Maybe right now I can say, okay, take a deep breath. Let it out slow. Slow your mind. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Now, if you felt a massive just relaxation in your body, chances are there was a bit of stress in it before. What you have to start to see is the way your beautiful mind works is that it will actually reduce down your focus so that it doesn't perceive this anxiety, so that you can actually function in life. Because if you're always looking and seeing threats, you're not actually able to function. So you could be unaware of the threat you feel. Totally normal. That your body is actually showing you that you feel threatened from tension. Maybe there's a recurring shoulder, knee, hip. There's a whole other school of thought about your body being your subconscious, and how physical ailments are actually your body's way of showing you the emotional undertones that are happening within yourself. Without getting into that right now, let's move into what anxiety has to do with the law of assumption and how you can help use the law of assumptions to move out of that anxiety. So again, we know that right now, if you're experiencing anxiety, your external environment, it seems greater than what you're able to give right now, your physical resources. So it kind of basically feels like it's getting crashed and crushed. So in the law of assumption, it's whatever you give permission and consent to be true, it's going to be true, and you're going to see it out in the world. So what does that have to do with anxiety? The biggest thing here is uncertainty. You're uncertain about what that stress means to your safeties, to your survival. So look at the law of assumption. If you assume that you are in danger, if you assume that good things don't happen to you, or that you won't get what you need and you don't have the support you need, well, you can start to see that you're giving permission and consent for that to be true. We know that the way that the brain works is it looks out through the filters. It doesn't see the world as it is. It sees the world as you are and where you've been. So if you've been shown that you don't have support, if you've been shown to not trust and believe in yourself, if you've been taught that or seen other people not have the ability to take care of themselves and see the danger that has on them, you're looking through the filters right now of that past, of who you've been, where you've been up until now. That doesn't limit you. It only shows you the lens in which you're looking through. So as you start to dissolve, like, okay, well, do I think that I can overcome these demands outside of myself? If there is a huge project due, right, and you've been uncertain if you have what it takes, at the end of the day, do you feel that you can make this happen? And look back into your life where you felt it impossible to overcome something in the past, and look back and see how it felt right before you did it. And then now it's like, oh yeah, I did that, or I found a way, or yeah, it looked a lot different to solve the problem than I thought, yet it all got done. Starting to dissolve that unconscious desire to attack uncertainty as something that you can't do and something that you can't navigate. Starting to build trust. What is a time in your life that you felt unsafe and uncertain and you overcame it? What is a time in your life that you really rose to the occasion? Starting to dissolve those old beliefs. Remember, all a belief is you accepting it to be true. When you remove your acceptance of that to be true, and you no longer accept it, you reject that to be true, you can then place that truth, that acceptance of truth, into something else. You know what? I have shown that I have an ability to overcome my circumstances, to overcome whatever demands that have ever been asked upon me. And if it was something in which you struggled with, what did you learn from that? Because I guarantee that experiences left you stronger than when you first went into it. And that stronger version of you can handle the higher level of stress and demand of whatever is happening right now, whether it be about maybe you're in a situation in which you're having a hard time finding a place to live, or a job, or a secure relationship. Look back and really be honest with yourself. Who it is that you think and believe yourself to be. What do you think you're capable of? Who were you told you were when you were growing up? Who are the people around you, and what are they telling you that you are and who you are? Do you believe them? Because if you're around a lot of negative people, about a lot of people who put you down or make fun of you, even if it's a joke or they're laughing with you and they're friends, how does that make you feel about yourself? Are you surrounding yourself with people who build you up and inspire you to go out and do things that you've never done? You feel there's an itch that you think, yeah, you know, I feel like I'm capable of this, but I've never shown that I am. So is it true? And you feel bold and brave enough to take the step, because faith is putting your trust putting your acceptance of something to be true in something unseen. You can apply that faith in fear, or you can put that faith in the dreams and the life that you want to live. Putting it in new assumptions that support the version of you that can overcome the external stresses and the demands. Building that self-image and that self-concept of you up, starting to live in that vibration, the thoughts and feelings of you with that desired life, you with the confidence, you with the dream secure relationship, you with that amount of money and abundance. Living in that now, allow it to overtake your body, and you literally will be in spirit, inspired by that in version of you. Build a bridge from that version to you now. Don't think of it, because that's going to build more of that anxiety, thinking that you can't get there, thinking that the demands are too much for who you are and what you're capable of. But think about that you who has already overcome it. Think from that version, come back to you now. Give yourself that wisdom that you already possess, because if you did not possess that wisdom, you would not have the desire for that wish fulfilled. The more you invest and put that faith in the thing unseen of your dreams, and you believe yourself and you see yourself and you give new meanings to past experiences that make you feel less than or make you feel inferior, that really shattered your confidence, reason, create a new meaning. Maybe that meaning was to help build you up, to help really make you choose you. I've had moments of like that in my life where it felt like, why is this happening to me? And I saw in the end that, wow, this helped me really choose myself. It showed me that I chose me and that I will not leave myself, that I am capable of more than I think. When you decide and make a decision that you are capable of overcoming whatever it is your environment, and you reduce and dissolve that anxiety and see that you are not in a state of stress, you are in a state of power. You, as you take back the power by putting new meanings on all the experiences, again, remember, stress is what meaning you've given an event, what meaning you give an experience. So if you reason on it and empower yourself with that, think about how that's going to dramatically change your self-concept, the way you navigate yourself, the way you see yourself, and automatically blow away and dramatically shift the way you see the world, which then that reflection coming back to you will be in alignment and reflect back who it is that you believe. Give consent, give permission and acceptance of yourself to be, and that reflection will be in alignment with that, living in the wish fulfilled. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you want to be a part of this community, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.